Alright guys, so here is the review for the Unit 2 macro. For some of these, I'm just going to type in here some of the responses. I've already gone ahead and filled out the chart for the CPI for different base years and everything, so if that's what you came to check, there you go, it's all right there ready to go for you. So let me just explain this real quick. So define GDP, identify what is not included, define the 4 components, and give an example of each. So gross domestic product is a measurement, if I misspell stuff, forgive me, measurement of the total value of goods and services produced in an economy in a year. Components, and we're going to pretend like this is a sub-N because I don't know how to do that. So consumer spending plus investment spending plus government spending plus net exports, and if you remember, net exports is simply exports minus imports. Alright, so I'll delete that off there. An example of each, so example of consumer spending would be you going and buying yourself a brand new car, all right? Investment spending would be like a business going out and buying new computers for their employees because they're faster and more efficient. Government spending would be government spending on healthcare for citizens. Exporting would be us selling, like Ford selling a car that's made here in Europe. An import would be us buying a TV from China that was made in China. Alright, so I'm going to delete this so we can keep the whole page in the screen. Here, thank you. Explain the difference between nominal and real GDP. Nominal GDP is simply what the GDP that we had up here. Real GDP takes away the impact of inflation. Alright, now a simple numerical example would be if nominal GDP grew by 20% but inflation was 10%, then real growth rate was only 10%. Okay, we're just basically taking away the impact of inflation there. Alright, let's see, go ahead and delete that. That was pretty simple. Define and give examples of the 3 types of unemployment: frictional, structural, cyclical. Example of frictional unemployment would be someone who quits their job, takes a few weeks to find another job, moves in, looks for jobs in the meantime, and goes on interviews and finds a job within a few weeks. But that time they were unemployed, that would have been frictional unemployment. Structural would be like if a factory closes in a small town and now a bunch of people who were trying to work in a factory can't find jobs because there's nowhere else to work because that was the only place in town. Alright. Cyclical unemployment would be like where if there's a recession and that causes a lot of people to lose their jobs. How is the unemployment rate calculated? Basically, it is the number of people who are unemployed it's not a hashtag, it's a number of unemployed divided by number of people in the labor force. Alright, define the natural rate of unemployment. That's frictional plus structural unemployment. Explain why our goal is not to achieve 0% unemployment, because then we would have very high inflation. Alright, I'm just going to let you fill this out. Again, just so you know, to calculate the price index here, you would simply take the value of the market basket in a given year divided by the value of the market basket in the base year times 100. Alright, and here they gave you other numbers, so you had to do a little algebra to figure that out. Explain the difference between demand pull. We were going to delete that, so I'll go ahead and take care of that right now. Identify how to calculate nominal interest rate and real interest rate. Assume that you put $100 into the bank using numeric examples to explain 3 different scenarios in which the real interest rate is positive, stays the same, and is negative. So with this one, just know that nominal interest rate is the stated interest rate there. The real interest rate is the nominal interest rate minus the rate of inflation. Assume that you put $100 in the bank. Explain 3 different scenarios, which real interest rate is positive, stays the same, and is negative. So in this case, it would be like if your interest rate was, the nominal was like let's change it around. Let's say that the bank lends someone money. Just know that. Sorry, it's gonna sound bad. I apologize. I wish I had video editing software so it was really smooth. Basically, what you're looking for is if inflation is higher than anticipated, that's going to be a negative on the real interest rate. And so in that case, the borrower would gain because they're paying back less money because interest rates are set in nominal terms. If inflation is lower than expected, the lender gains because they were anticipating a higher inflation rate, so they set a higher nominal interest rate, but it didn't end up being that high, so they just made a bunch more money. Let's say that inflation is exactly what they predicted it. Well, nothing really changes. They anticipated that, and so their calculations were correct. All right. If you have any more questions, post them in Google Classroom. Let me know. Send me an email. I'll try and answer them. Come into class early. I'll be here by 8:30 for sure tomorrow, if not earlier than that. All right. Thanks, guys, for being patient with me back there when I was trying to answer this and got jammed up. All right. Have a good rest of your day and good luck on the test tomorrow.